The opinions expressed on the KrisAnne Hall Show are not necessarily those of the host or station management, but are definitely those of the founders of this nation. Connecting the dots of the Constitution for you like no one else can. The KrisAnne Hall Show. She's an attorney, a disabled U.S. Army veteran, an author, public speaker, mother, pastor's wife, and a patriot. She's KrisAnne Hall.
Any varmint that crosses that lady's path has met its match.
Rise and shine, liberty-loving patriots. Thomas Paine said, the harder the battle, the greater the victory. And heaven knows how to put a price upon its goods. And should so celestial a gift as freedom be easily bought? That's a paraphrase, but that's nonetheless what he said. So, I know there's going to be a lot of patriots this morning. A little disappointed. I'm not really disappointed. Can I tell you, I'm not disappointed because I had no expectation of the opposite. You know, Boehner is who he is. And he was going to get this thing passed. I mean, it's starting to come out that this was a brokered deal between the House and the Senate already. So Boehner knew what was in the bill. He knew what was going on. He probably had a role to play in it. He's going to get his Kentucky kickback like Mitch McConnell. He's going to get his dinner seat next to Michelle Obama so he can slobber all over her again. He's going to get to go golfing with the king. I mean, these are the things that John Boehner is interested in. So it really did not surprise me. But it does disgust me. I mean, I'm really disgusted. When I said the House passed a debt sentence on our children, that was supposed to be a play on words, like death sentence. And that's exactly what they've done. But they don't seem to care. Now, I have the list of Republican traitors. I'm not going to read you the whole list. Why would you be upset about the Democrats and their vote? Why? Why would you be upset about the way the Democrats voted? I don't know, because that's who they are. I'd be more encouraged by the Democrats who voted against it. None. See, this is the thing that the Republican Party misses. All right? This is the thing that the Republican Party misses. The 144 who voted no are all Republicans. You see, the Democratic Party knows that if their members stray too far from home, they will be pulled back in or they will be kicked out. That is the rule of the road. Everyone knows that about the Democratic Party. You will be squashed if you stand against the Democratic Party. We've seen that happen here in Florida. We had a Democratic state House representative who stood vehemently against abortion, a strong pro-life advocate, and they brutally consumed her. But the Republican Party is spineless from the get-go. I mean, they refuse to even control their own. That's the honest truth. They refuse to control even their own. How is that? But I'm going to reiterate to you, as disgusted as I am, as repulsed as I am, some really good things have come out of this. They have. These are the things we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be giving you the names of the traitors. We're going to be talking about the good things that have come out of this government shutdown and this debt sentence on our children. And we're going to talk about what's next. Because you realize this is not over. Do you understand? We did not pass a budget. We broke the law again. Yes, again we broke the law. We're required to have a budget by law. A continuing resolution is not a budget. May I mention to you? Please. And we have 90 more days before we start this all over again. 90 more days before we start this all over again. 113 days, I guess maybe 89 and 112. How's that? 112 more days before they can freak out over a government shutdown. Freak out. They can close down the war memorials, allow the criminals to hold rallies and arrest the veterans. So what do we do? What do we do? I'm sure the barriers are down now. I'm sure they took them down at 1 a.m. this morning, because Kingsbury signed the bill at 12:30 a.m. I'm sure they took them down at 1 a.m. this morning so that the Oath Keepers going up there will have nothing to do. But stand fast, Oath Keepers, stand by. In 90 days, you'll be at it again. So this is the beginning of the list of the traitors. Now, because I live in Florida, I'm going to go out of alphabetical order first and give you the names of the Florida House reps who voted to sentence your children to death. Gus Bilirakis, Florida 12th District. Vernon Buchanan, Florida 16th District. Ander Crenshaw, Florida 4th District. Hey, that's my next door neighbors. I have been telling you about Ander Crenshaw now for 3 years. Florida 4, when are you going to wake up, man? Ander Crenshaw sold your children to debt and to slavery. When are you going to figure out he's not the conservative constitutionalist he wants you to believe he is? Ander Crenshaw is a traitor. Mario Diaz-Balart, I never know, Florida 25th District. And here you go. Well, not yet. Hold on. Ileana Ross Lentenin, Florida 27th District. And here you go. Are you ready, Tea Party candidates? I mean, seriously. Are you ready? Daniel Webster, Florida 10. Woo! We got sold a real bill of goods on that one, didn't we? Oh, he's gotten a name of a famous patriot. Let's believe everything that he says and elect an idiot. I've been telling you he's been an idiot for years. He was probably an idiot when we elected, but I figured out he was an idiot for years. Daniel Webster has absolutely no idea what he's doing. He may talk a good talk. He said he's a Christian. But this vote proves that he's not a good Christian. And I'll just go ahead and say that. This vote proves he is not a good Christian. Why is that? Because he has no concept of what he's done. He has no concept of what he's done to his children, his grandchildren. I'm sure his children are all adults now, his grandchildren and their children. And he has no faith in God. How can I say that? Because when you vote for the government to bail out your essential needs, then you don't have any faith that God will provide for you. Daniel Webster voted to make the First Amendment a federal offense. Webster voted NDAA. Daniel Webster has been just as unconstitutional as Alan West and Marco Rubio and the rest of them. So Tea Party people, time for you in Florida 10 to get rid of Daniel Webster. So those are our Florida traitors. Daniel Webster, Ileana Roslin Lehtinen, somebody tell me how to pronounce her name, Florida 27. Mario Diaz-Balart, Florida 25. Andrew Crenshaw, Florida 4. Vern Buchanan, Florida 16. And Gus Billy-Rockus, Florida 12. Good thing. This is a good thing. Because we now have a list of people that have to go in Florida. Have to go. So real conservative constitutionalist candidates, gear up. Gear up and run against these traitors. Let's get them out. Let's make Florida a shining example. I know we have a Florida House, Florida Senate, Florida Governor, a Florida Commissioner of Agriculture, and a Florida Attorney General who none of okay, there may be some in the House. None of them act like real conservative constitutionalists. There may be a couple in the House. But listen up. What good is that? What good is that? Let's just get rid of them. I don't care if you replace Andrew Crenshaw with a Democrat. I really don't. Because at least then I'll know how he's going to vote. And I know that people won't trust him as a constitutional conservative. This is the good thing. This is the good thing. Thomas Paine told us in The Crisis, written December 23rd, 1776, that these crises will show us who the traitors are. Will point out the hypocrisy. And I'm going to be going through this list today, giving you the traitors. I'll post it, don't worry, if you miss it. Spencer Bacchus, Alabama 6. Lou Barletta, Pennsylvania 11. Dan Benishek, Michigan 1. Oh, here's a shock. Ready? John Boehner, Ohio 8. Charles Boustany Jr., Louisiana 3. Susan Brooks, Indiana 5. Vern Buchanan, Florida 16. This should be like reading a Requiem, America. This should be their political death sentence. Since they hate our children so much, they would sentence them to death.
The KrisAnne Hall Show.
Hey, this is Buddy from Dents Unlimited, where you get up to $500 towards any insurance claim. For over 15 years, we've been painting your vehicles. We're still doing collision repair, but now you have the option of trading it in for a newer one. We now offer auto and truck sales. We've moved to a new facility on North Monroe and Fred George. Dents Unlimited is now, drumroll please, Autos Unlimited. At Autos Unlimited, we have a great selection of vehicles priced under $10,000. We have vehicles as low as $1,500. Guaranteed financing, extended warranties available, and no credit application is refused. Not only do we have a great selection, but when you buy a vehicle at Autos Unlimited, your first oil change is free. That's right, I said free. As always, you get up to $500 towards any insurance claim. Check us out at autosoftally.com or call 671-3368 now. Autos Unlimited, your car's sweet home.
I'm David Butler, owner and president of Butler Voss Insurance. The staff at Butler Voss Insurance Agency would like to say thank you, Tallahassee, for allowing us to serve your insurance needs for over 50 years.
Butler Voss Insurance is a local, family-owned and operated business. They have a dedicated, friendly staff with extensive knowledge of auto, home, business, and life insurance products. Butler Voss Insurance believes the customer always comes first. Call 850-222-2340, 222-2340, online at butler-voss.com.
When you need electrical services anywhere in the greater Tallahassee area, there's only one name you need to know.
Lawson & Lawson Electric.
For 2 generations, there's only been one company that can handle any electrical project, from new construction to industrial to complete remodels, whether commercial or residential.
Lawson & Lawson Electric.
The reason they've won so many awards is because they've earned your trust with fair, consistent pricing, honesty, integrity, and quality workmanship they stand behind. That's why the best customer service experience you're ever going to have with an electrical company is with
Lawson & Lawson Electric.
The good guys. Guess who does the electrical work for so many local restaurants, department stores, retail centers, pharmacies, schools, churches, and too many others to mention?
Let me guess. Lawson & Lawson Electric.
Now you got it.
Check them out online at llelectrical.com. Call 562-4111. That's 562-4111 for Lawson & Lawson Electric. License number EC1-300-2150.
Hey, Tallahassee, it's time to get on board the Gus Bus. The Jaguars have teamed up with WVFT Freedom 93.3 FM and Po' Boys Creole Cafe to offer you a new way to get to Jaguars games at a great low price. Catch round-trip transportation to Everbank Field on the Gus Bus, plus a Jaguars game ticket from just $50 per person per game. The Gus Bus leaves at 8:30 a.m. prior to each Jaguars home game from Po' Boys Killarn, 1425 Village Square Boulevard. Stop by Po' Boys Killarn for more information or call 904-633-5276 and book your seat on the Gus Bus today.
Right now at Burger King, mix and match any 2 of our delicious signature sandwiches for just $5. That's right, pick any combination you want for just $5. Whether you're craving the Whopper sandwich and the original chicken sandwich, the original chicken sandwich and the premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or the Whopper and another Whopper, it's now just $5. With a 2 for $5 deal, every combination is the perfect combination, so don't miss it. Come in today and get any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king. Limited time only. Price and participation vary.
Hey, boss, there it is. A dream come true. A house with a cable company alarm system.
Yeah, now let's hurry up and hit it before they give it back and get Safe Touch.
So, boss, what's the weakest point on these alarms? The fact that they only come with 3 windows or doors, or the fact that they have no smash and crash coverage?
Yeah, all I know is it makes our job a lot easier.
No kidding.
All right, here's the plan. You kick open the door, I'll bust up the all-in-one security system.
Got it. This is gonna be so easy. I love these cheap alarms. So, boss, when we steal the TVs, does that mean they'll be paying for 2 services they can't use?
Yeah, we'll make a bundle on a bundle.
Good one, boss.
I love bundling.
Security is no game. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. Only Safe Touch has a 45-second or less guaranteed verified response via our Safe Touch two-way communicator. And every Safe Touch system comes with at least 8 openings or more.
Call 385-9511 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
You have a choice when it comes to repairing your car. Choose Capital City Collision Center on Lake Bradford Road in the shadows of Doak Campbell. Scott Holland has over 20 years of repair experience, and Dan Hendrickson has over 20 years experience as an insurance claim adjuster. You'll love the easy, honest, and hassle-free atmosphere. Plus, all work is warranted for as long as you own the car.
This is Scott Holland
and Dan Hendrickson reminding you to choose Capital City Collision.
Because we'll be by your side when you wreck your ride.
Call 575-9202.
The KrisAnne Hall Show. She's Liberty's lobbyist.
I'm the smiling face on your TV. Oh, I'm the cult of personality.
Well, here we are. The morning after. Which of our Americans have been betrayed by a kiss? Just wondering which of our Americans have been betrayed by a kiss. I haven't been betrayed. My House rep didn't vote for this garbage. My House rep, Ted Yoho, voted against it. I don't know. I'm sure Ted understood what was going on. I'm sure Ted is doing his best. But I certainly made it clear where I stood. And so apparently Daniel Webster here in Florida doesn't understand, well, I know he doesn't understand the Constitution, understand his obligation, but didn't understand what he read, what he voted for. Because if he was really a Tea Party darling, he would have certainly never voted for this. But he's not. He's been Republican bought. He's become too comfortable in his position and wants to stay, so he's going to do whatever the Republicans tell him to do. And that's what we're doing here. Ken Calvert, California 42, Dave Camp, Michigan 4, Eric Cantor, yes, I said Eric Cantor, Virginia 7, Shelley Moore Capito, West Virginia 2, Howard Coble, North Carolina 6, Mike Kaufman, Colorado 6. Hey, my Colorado people out there. Tom Cole, Oklahoma 4. Oklahoma's supposed to be one of our most conservative states in the union. That's what I'm told. Paul Cook, California 8. Tom Cotton, Arkansas 4. Kevin Kramer, North Dakota 1. Rick Crawford, Arkansas 1. And Andrew Crenshaw, Florida 4. You know what? I need some real good requiem music when I'm reading this thing. Because that's what I'm hoping I'm doing. I'm reading their funeral procession, their political funeral procession. Because this should be a death sentence. This should be a death sentence. Now, it doesn't surprise me Daniel Webster has no idea what he signed. I have confronted him on several of the things that he signed, and he has absolutely no idea. I asked him, why did you vote? This was in a town hall meeting, although it was afterwards, because I didn't get to ask any questions. Why did you vote for H.R. 347? Which is the Federal Building and Grounds Improvement Act that turned your First Amendment into a federal offense. Thank you, Tom Rooney. And so I asked him, why did you vote for this? He looked at me, furrowed his brow, and said, you know what, KrisAnne, I'm not really sure what that is. Really? Okay. Well, let me tell you. I told him the title. He had no idea what it was. He said, well, that's a good question, KrisAnne. I'm going to have to look into that. Apparently, he didn't look too closely because he went on with his voting practices. So where are we? What exactly does this bill do? Well, I'll tell you one thing that it does. It emboldens a king in his court. Thanks to our Republican House, more power has been handed to this executive, and he will be out of control, and totally off the chain. Ron DeSantis says there are two issues in this deal that are of constitutional dimension. I would disagree, Mr. DeSantis. There is a whole lot more than two. He says, first, the bill changes the procedure for extending the nation's debt limit. Whereas Congress has traditionally voted whether or not to extend it, I would say not just traditionally, Mr. DeSantis, but constitutionally. This bill, are you ready for this? This bill essentially allows the president to unilaterally increase the debt ceiling unless Congress disapproves by a veto-proof supermajority. The Constitution gives Congress the purse strings. And the House, not simply Congress, the House. DeSantis says Congress. No, the House, Mr. DeSantis, is vested with the power of the purse strings. But this bill sets a new precedent that may be used in the future to water down Congress's power over the purse. That's what Ron DeSantis says. No, sir. It may not be used. It will be used, not to water down the power of Congress, but to completely usurp it. Congratulations, House of Representatives. You've just turned over your last remaining power. Why are we paying you? You're not doing anything anymore.
The KrisAnne Hall Show.
In a world where you work hard to enjoy your time off, the last thing you need is to walk into a hot home on a muggy North Florida summer day. But if you haven't had your unit serviced lately, this could be you. Don't wait until your AC breaks to get service. Schedule your maintenance visit now, because it's never cool to have a hot home. Turn to the experts at Barano & Carrier to find out more. BaranoAC.com. License number CAC 057652.
Crisis averted for now. President Obama is signing legislation approved by Congress, compromised to keep the government operating and avoid default.
I want to thank the leadership for coming together and getting this done. Hopefully next time it won't be in the 11th hour.
Current deal extends government funding only till mid-January, so now congressional leaders are going to try to prevent another shutdown.
Hoping to build on the goodwill from ending the shutdown deadlock, Democratic and Republican leaders of the Budget Committee in both House and Senate meet this morning to kick off efforts to avert the next confrontation. Senate Leader Harry Reid.
This is pain inflicted on our nation for no good reason and we cannot make the same mistake again.
Budget Committee members are under orders to report on proposed spending cuts and other changes by December 15th. Vic Ratner, ABC News at the Capitol.
Federal workers due back at work this morning. Doug Limerick, ABC News.
ABC Network News on Freedom 93 FM is brought to you by Kraft Nissan.
Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. Our new lifetime warranty is a game changer for buying cars in Tallahassee and Thomasville. You already know it extends the factory powertrain warranty for unlimited miles and unlimited time. But here are the facts. Kraft Nissan's lifetime warranty is backed by Great American Insurance Company, an A-rated company that was founded in 1872 with billions in assets. The same company that underwrites GM's GMPP and Ford's Gap Insurance. Kraft Nissan's lifetime warranty comes with every new Nissan we sell and most pre-owned vehicles that are 5 years old or newer with 50,000 miles or less. While Kraft Nissan Service Department will certainly exceed your expectations and keep your records, you're not required to service with us. To maintain the warranty, you must perform the manufacturer's recommended maintenance and keep your records. You can do that at any licensed repair shop in the U.S. or Canada. It's that easy. What's the catch? There are no catches, hidden fees, or gimmicks. Kraft Nissan provides this product as an added value to our customers for doing business with us. The only catch? You have to buy your next vehicle from Kraft Nissan. Kraft Nissan, 3277 Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco.
You only have one chance to make a good first impression, and that's why your locally owned and operated Stewardship Dry Cleaners has so many convenient Tallahassee locations to serve you. Go to stewardshipdrycleaners.com for coupons and locations.
On call, computer solutions. Call 224-1008. IT support 158.
Computer driving you insane? Check out our Fix It or It's Free guarantee.
Call 224-1008. IT support 158.
Hi, I'm Mike Frieder with On Call Computer Solutions, here to tell you how to get rid of viruses, fix dead computers, broken laptop screens, and slay the dreaded blue screen of death. If you're having computer problems, there's a better way to handle it. Visit the award-winning local computer guys you already know and trust at On Call Computer Solutions, home of the famous Fix It or It's Free guarantee. Bring your broken, beat down, or tired computer to our centrally located Manor at Midtown repair shop today and get it fixed for one low flat rate. It's time to end the insanity.
On call, computer solutions. We manage technology, so you don't have to. Check us out online at TallahasseeBackup.com.
You've been lied to by corrupt Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. My name is Brett Kitchen, and I want to give you a free copy of my Inc. magazine best-selling book, Safe Money Millionaire, because according to Time magazine, Wall Street's retirement plans and 401ks have failed millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA in the crash years ago, I said enough. And since then, I discovered a way to safely grow money up to 10 to even 15% during the good years, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. Call now and talk with a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to build a tax-advantaged retirement income, get potential 10 to 15% growth during good years, and never lose in the next stock market crash. Call 800-342-4040 to discover this tool that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to safely grow rich. Plus, get one of just 97 free books left. We even cover shipping and handling. Call 800-342-4040, 1-800-342-4040. Again, that's 1-800-342-4040, 1-800-342-4040.
The opinions expressed on the KrisAnne Hall Show are not necessarily those of the host or station management, but are definitely those of the founders of this nation. The KrisAnne Hall Show. She's Liberty's lobbyist.
KrisAnne Hall here behind the Liberty First microphone, 93.3 Freedom FM. Trying to make some sense out of all this craziness. Trying to figure out how so many people can be so brainwashed. We are going to have to do what's right. We are going to have to do what's necessary. And it's going to be painful. Can I mention to you, overcoming any addiction is painful. But we can do it. We can definitely do it. We've done it before, we'll do it again. What is it that we have to do? Well, we have to understand what we got into first. All right? So here you go. This Senate deal, this traitorous action, allows the president to unilaterally increase the debt ceiling unless Congress disapproves by a veto-proof majority. Supermajority. Which means Congress has handed over the House has handed over its last bit of power that it actually retained. You have to understand what this is. This is a blank check. Obama makes the statement, well, thank you so much for your, and he does it so solemnly and so seriously, like this is something that he just takes so to his heart. Thank you so much for what you've done. You've allowed me to save the world. That's what he's thinking. Yes, I've saved the world. And that's what the world is going to think, those who are totally sold out by his siren song. Oh, Barack Obama saved the world. We won't have a global collapse. Ah! Seriously. And then he says, hopefully it won't be done at the last hour next time. Yeah, because he knows in 113 days we're going to be right back where we started from because we didn't do anything. Only that's not entirely true. Because why do you have to have a debt crisis now? In the next 90 days, the president can unilaterally increase the debt ceiling all he wants. And it's going to take a vote-proof supermajority of the House to do anything about it. Oh, I'm sure they'll stick the Senate in there too, which is totally unconstitutional. At this point, what is the Constitution? Let's just all blow our nose on it, because there's nothing left. The House has no power left. They've handed everything to the executive branch. There are no more checks and balances, America. None. Now, Ron DeSantis says the income verification provision, he says, which is a sad joke because it does nothing to protect the taxpayer from the issuance of fraudulent subsidies but merely requires a written report, actually undermines the rule of law. He says, while the health care law, I wish they would stop calling it that, the health insurance law, already requires recipients of Obamacare subsidies to provide proof of eligibility, the Obama administration is not enforcing the letter of the law. This part of the bill was considered a concession by the president. The Constitution requires the president to take care that the laws be faithfully executed. So by including this provision, the bill implicitly concedes that the faithful enforcement of the law is not ironclad constitutional requirement, but something for which the people's representatives must bargain. Are you ready? Are you ready? Do you believe me now? Do you believe me now? There is no power left in Congress. Can I mention to you that we are far, far beyond the position we were in when the war between the states started. We have exceeded the transfer of power that happened in 1792. We've exceeded the transfer of power that happened in 1830. There's no House left. There's no Congress left. Do you understand that when the House has to have a super majority to overturn what the president has done, when the president doesn't have to follow the Constitution or follow the law unless the House says something or Congress says something, you have a king in a kingdom who works on the whim of the sovereign. And as working on the whim of the sovereign, he does anything he wants until Parliament threatens to chop off his head. That's where we are. I don't know if I can make this really, really hit home. A kingdom is where the king has all the power and hands out the rights as he sees fit. Parliament is a weak check and balance on the king. Because when the king has the power like that, and Parliament only has the power to disagree, that is no power at all. So Michael Fitzpatrick, Republican of Pennsylvania, Jeff Fortenberry, Republican of New England, Rodney Frillinghausen, Republican of New Jersey. Well, you guys in New Jersey, you get what you get. Look what you did. Cory Booker, please. Cory Gardner, Republican, Colorado. Where are my Colorado people? Jim Gerlich, Republican, Pennsylvania. Chris Gibson, Republican, New York. Tim Griffin, Republican, Arkansas. Now, Arkansas, you people are on fire over there about gun and nullification, so what's wrong with your Republicans? Mike Grimm, Republican, New York. Brett Guthrie, Republican, Kentucky. Richard Hanna, Republican, New York. Greg Harper, Republican, Mississippi. Doc Hastings, Republican, Washington. Why should we be surprised at any of the Republicans in Kentucky? After all, they got a big piece of pork. I thought that we were supposed to be passing a debt sentence on our children that was going to be a clean resolution that increased the debt limit without increased the spending, without increasing the debt. But apparently not, because the deal for Kentucky is, thank you, Mitch McConnell, you get $2 extra billion. $2 extra billion for the state of Kentucky to sell our children's souls into slavery. Now, Mitch McConnell, being the true weasel naked mole rat that he is, says, oh no, I didn't put that pork in there. I didn't have anything to do with that. I didn't want $2 billion. That was the king's fault. That's Barack Obama. It's Obama's fault that $2 billion is in there. I didn't have anything to do with that. Do we look that stupid, Mitch McConnell? If you believe that from Mitch McConnell, I got swampland here in Florida I can sell you for a good vacation land property. Are you... What? What? I mean, what? You got to go to college to get that done. And the fact that Mitch McConnell and his aides think that that's a reasonable response, that the people will believe that garbage, is even more insulting than the pork itself. See, this happens when you have an oligarchy. Those in the elite have such an utter contempt for the subjects. They've got nothing left to say but let them eat cake. So Mitch McConnell says, it'll be all right. I didn't have anything to do with that. You can reelect me. I'm still your guy. I'm still your guy. Rand Paul, when are you going to withdraw your endorsement of this traitor? I use that word too much. I've got to find out of a word that's stronger than traitor. Is there a word that's stronger from traitor? I don't know. Pusillanimous. I like that word because it sounds good coming out of my mouth. Pusillanimous. It just really, really gives you a really good idea because you got to spit it out. And it allows you to spit on the person that you're calling that name. Mitch McConnell, you are pusillanimous. Yeah, that's what we're going to use now. Pusillanimous. If you don't know what that word, go look it up. Pusillanimous. Article 1, Section 7 says, all bills raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives. But the Senate may propose or concur with amendments. House, you are pusillanimous. Madison said the House of Representatives can not only refuse, but can alone propose the supply requisite for the support of government. They, in a word, he says, hold the purse. That powerful instrument. Powerful instrument that should be regarded, he says, as the most complete and effectual weapon with which any constitution can arm the immediate representatives of the people, for obtaining a redress of grievances, and for carrying into effect every just and salutary measure. Your House of Representatives has handed over power, all of its power to the executive branch. Your House of Representatives no longer represents you. So, in the next government shutdown, I think we should just cut the salary of the House of Representatives because they're not doing anything. What do you think?
The KrisAnne Hall Show.
When you need quality residential or commercial fencing at a super affordable price, call Ultimate Fence and Deck. Ultimate Fence and Deck is locally owned, serving the Tallahassee area for over a decade. They specialize in chain link, wood, PVC, aluminum, and wrought iron fences, as well as gates, railings, and fence maintenance. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured and give free estimates. If you can dream it or draw it, they can build it. Call 222-5446. 222-5446. Online at ultimatefencing.com.
Hello, this is Bobby with Bobby Nita Gospel Music, coming to you on Sunday afternoons. This coming Sunday we'll be coming on at 1 p.m. Stay tuned with us now at 1 p.m. Be ready for some good Southern bluegrass gospel music.
Are you searching for a close-up view of the delightful sport of polo? Attend the 3rd annual Red Hills Polo Classic, Saturday, November 9th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 10 Oaks Farms in Monticello. Team Canada will play Team USA in a grueling match, a thrill for all audiences. There will be a VIP sponsorship tent with a catered lunch by Real Paella, as well as tailgating contests and a scavenger hunt for the children. Proceeds benefit John Paul II Catholic High School. Visit redhillspoloclassic.com to purchase tickets and for more information.
I'm Dr. Amy Panko. I'm Dr. Sylvia Smith.
I'm Dr. Elton Powell. I'm Dr. Mike Smith.
Here at Waterside Chiropractic, we utilize the latest technological advances, digital motion x-ray, non-surgical spinal decompression, and laser therapy. We've helped hundreds of patients avoid unnecessary spinal surgery. We can help you live a pain and drug-free life because that's what we do here at Waterside Chiropractic.
Call 402-9060.
The 6 o'clock news with Frank Ranneke and Ann Howard, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. on Freedom 93 FM, is brought to you in part by the Gun Vault and Pawn, now located in the Public Shopping Center at Lake Ella. Online at TallahasseeGunVault.com.
Carter Solutions, they came the same day. Fix my air, no
no hefty price to pay. Air Solutions take care of me. They cut the cost of my electricity.
Are you ready for winter? Call Air Solutions before there's a problem with your unit and breathe easy with Air Solutions. The number to call is 574-1010. That's 574-1010 for Air Solutions.
Air Solutions take care of me. They cut the cost of my electricity.
License number 1815019.
Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep here, where we're celebrating our 13th birthday. That's right, it was 13 years ago this month that we opened our doors. And to celebrate, we're offering every new vehicle at $13 over invoice all month long. You heard right, just $13 over cost. And with 4 different brands and over 30 different models, what better way to give back to those who made us who we are than to make the first payment just $13 too? So happy 13th birthday to you from Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep.
Doral Bank Florida pledges to serve customers with genuine care and concern and to serve our markets as a generous corporate citizen.
In Tallahassee, that approach is embodied by our commercial lender, Jack Kane. Jack's a valuable asset given his extensive banking experience and outstanding reputation, and he truly models Doral's commitment to community service.
If you're working to acquire, expand, or develop a business, Jack Kane is a good guy to know. He's a solid banker and he's good people.
Doral Bank Florida, home of genuine community banking. 914-2525. Member FDIC.
The KrisAnne Hall Show. She's Liberty's lobbyist.
Well, here we are at the end of the show. And let's just sort of recap here. The good things. The good things that happened when the House passed a death sentence on our children. We have a list of traitors that should not be reelected. I'm not going to make it through the list, but I am going to post the list so you can hear it all. Joe Heck, Republican, Nevada 3. Jamie Herrera Butler, Washington 3. Okay, here's one. Ready? Darrell Issa. When you going to figure out Darrell Issa's not a hero? When has anything that Darrell Issa has done ever resulted in a constitutional victory? All the congressional hearings that we have had, and he's headed up so we could see what a great loudmouth he is. When have his words ever really had concrete actions? Article 2, Section 4 demands Eric Holder be impeached based on Darrell Issa's congressional hearings. Have we done that yet, Mr. Issa? Look, this is the good thing. We have sparked the ire of real Americans. We've probably awakened several more. And we have a list. We have a list of people that need to go. So if you are a constitutional conservative in the district, you need to run against them. And we need to put you in office. If you've been through my constitutional training, you are far better qualified than any person in government today. Far better qualified. So remember, what are the consequences? Because all our actions have consequences. Remember, Obamacare, and I've talked about this over and over again, and I'm going to be publishing something hopefully today, that the real problem with the Affordable Health Care Act is not economic, it's worse. It stems from the application of the principle created by the Supreme Court called significant government interest or compelling governmental interest, which says that if the government has a significant compelling interest or a compelling interest in something, it trumps our rights. So now that our Congress has handed over all its power to the executive branch, Article 1, Section 7 really doesn't help us much. In 90 days, we're going to have our parks shut down again, and who knows if they'll open up. But guess what? A new report has come out, said Oreos as addictive as cocaine. So perhaps Oreo cookies will be our first victim in the Affordable Health Care Act. A report published by Connecticut College, an analysis of a rat's brain showed that Oreos stimulated more neurons in their pleasure centers than cocaine. Well, we know that's unhealthy, so we have to outlaw that. Keep your eyes open now that we have this crisis behind us. We'll have a new crisis. Immigration crisis is going to be shoved down our throat. Meanwhile, our government, a consequence of what we've done, have become so completely, our oligarchy in Washington, D.C. have become so completely confident in their power and reign over the people, there will be nothing to hold them back. May I remind you, a man who admitted to making death threats on Facebook against the top Democrats in Congress and other high-ranking office holders was sentenced yesterday to 15 months in prison. 15 months in prison for something that he posted on Facebook. Hey, a threat is words unless there is an imminent threat, unless there is an ability to carry out that threat. It is just words. He wrote, "I cannot wait to start killing the scum." Where did he live? Oh, I don't know. We don't know that. How close was he? Could he carry that out? No, he could not. Harry Reid, Nancy Pelosi, Andrew Cuomo, Michael Bloomberg, Charles Schumer, Nita Lowry, and members of the Congressional Black Caucus, all threatened. He told the judge, "I'm truly sorry for the content of these statements and the violence they imply." Now listen to what the judge says. "Sometimes those statements lead to bad things done to the public officials. It was public. It's a Facebook page. You're entitled to your opinions. You're just not entitled to having them be threatening. Are you grasping this? We now have put the definition of threatening in the hands of the government and allowed them to give us sentences, prison sentences, for anything that the government defines as threatening. No, I'm sorry, Judge. I'm sorry, Judge. Sometimes doesn't make an exception to the First Amendment. There is no exception to the First Amendment. Can I mention to you crying fire in a crowded theater is not an exception written into the First Amendment. You are welcome to cry fire in a crowded theater all you want. Because if you cry fire in a crowded theater and nothing happens, there's no crime that's been committed. You cannot be thrown in prison for crying fire in a crowded theater if people just look at you like you're stupid. Because those statements sometimes lead to bad things doesn't make it a crime. Do you know what the crime is? When your actions have negligent consequences. Guess what, America? The House of Representatives' actions have had negative consequences and will for time to come. They have committed a criminal act on us yesterday, given our children a death sentence. Time to stand up. Don't forget, tomorrow, Friday, your day to call in. Let me hear from you. I want to hear your rants on what is disgusting about our Congress today and what we're going to do to get rid of them. God bless. See you tomorrow.